All right, folks, we're closing out the final day of practice for the Forrest Wood Cup here on Wheeler Lake. We're up now at Ditto Landing where takeoff is going to be all 4 days of this thing, and I've got Dan Morehead with me. Dan, you've made a whole bunch of cups. You've sort of been through the mill. You've seen all there is to see. I guess based on your practice, how are you feeling this time around?
Well, it's tough. You know, it's August. It's a grind. I'm not going to complain though, because we're on the Tennessee River. I'm not chasing blueback herring on some South Carolina lake or anything.
Yeah,
so
the water's not even really that clear.
It's not that clear, so you know I don't have a lot to complain about. But again, it's August. These fish are in transition. You've got a lot of fish suspended chasing bait.
All right.
You know that makes tough conditions. So it's going to be a grind. It's not going to be a lot of fun, but somebody's going to walk away from here happy.
All right. Now, Kentucky Lake is your home lake, and obviously it's known for a phenomenal offshore bite a lot of the year. Have you looked offshore at all, or have you tried to make that your bread and butter, or have you done other things?
Well, like I mentioned before, this is like my 16th cup. I've invented ways to lose this thing.
Okay.
You know, I'm a Kentucky Lake guy. Offshore is what I've always enjoyed, my forte. And normally that's what I would do. But I went back and I sat down and I got to think about it. First of all, I don't know what the deal is, but Wheeler's in kind of a slump. They're not catching them as good as they normally do.
Yep.
And if you go back and look at the last cups, they're almost always one shallow.
Yep.
And this one's not going to be any different, I don't think. You know, Wheeler just doesn't have, it's kind of like Pickwick. There's just not a whole lot of ledges on this lake.
Okay.
And the ones that are really well known, they're popular. This is going to be like a 60-mile boat race, is what I got a feeling. So I opted just not to do that. I was going to go for the more resident fish, the shallow fish, the bluegill bed fish.
All right.
And grind it out that way.
Now, it's still a 60-mile boat race is something, but it's still a big lake and maybe some long runs. You're up here right close to the launch. If you had to guess, is that where you end up fishing, or where the majority of guys end up fishing, or do you think a lot of it takes place down around Decatur and even below there?
I'm going to say that most of, I mean, even, you know, there's only 48, 50 guys in the tournament.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I hadn't seen that many people any day.
Yep.
But
it's a big lake. It spreads them out.
It's a big lake, but I think you're going to see 80% make the run at least to Decatur or down in that area.
Okay. I guess my last question, now you've had 3 days to sort of evaluate and you're feeling it up shallow a little bit. If you had to guess a winning weight, what are you going to guess?
I'm going with winning weight's going to be 52 to 54 pounds.
All right. Well,
a little over 13 a day, a little over.
All righty. Well, best of luck getting 52 to 54 pounds, man.
I'll take it.
There you go. All right, guys. Next up is defending Forrest Wood Cup champion, Brad Knight. Brad, we're closing down practice. I got to ask, this time last year, did you know you were on the fish to win the Forrest Wood Cup?
Oh no, I had no idea. I had one area that I knew I could get some bites in, and that's where I started, and just ended up being the magic spot. So maybe that's what's going to happen here on Wheeler again this week.
All right. Do you have a place to start in mind? I mean, has your practice been at least okay enough that you got something to go on?
No, my practice has been pretty bad actually. I've gotten some bites each day, but they're just really small. So I'm pretty sure I'm going to just run more new water when the tournament starts and just kind of treat it as a fourth practice day. I mean, when we come to the Forrest Wood Cup, it's all about winning, and I'm positive that I haven't seen anything that's capable of winning. Yeah, so it's just going to be all about trying to, you know, keep expanding, you know, the horizons and see if we can't stumble on a little wad of them.
All right. Have you seen roughly the whole lake? I mean, have you been dam to dam just about, or?
Yeah, just about. I kind of took a pretty good sample of everything that's available to us, you know, from dam to dam, like you said. And it's just really, it's not easy out there. I mean, we've all put in pretty good days, and my buddies that I've talked to, and they're not catching them really that good either. But it's August in the South. It's just the way it goes this time of the year. Somebody's going to figure it out. And these are the tournaments that whenever you figure a little something out, you can win with, because you can separate yourself so much from the pack.
Okay. Now, I know that you probably like to fish shallow on the Tennessee River more than some guys do, and more than a lot of people when they think Tennessee River think.
Yeah.
Do you feel like that's going to play for you this week? sort of regardless, or are you keeping your eggs in multiple baskets?
I think you're going to have to be versatile this week and kind of switch up and fish some offshore and some shallow. I don't think either one's good enough to do exclusively. I may look bad by the end of this tournament whenever I say that, but in my mind, I think you're going to have to mix it up. I really anticipate maybe, 3 off the bank and then 2 on the bank, or 2, on offshore and then 3 on the bank. One of those deals. But I'm really not really sure what to think of taking away practice. I just never did really get on enough to feel good about having a pulse of what's happening out there. But okay. I really think that we're kind of in that in-between deal where it kind of gets that late summer to early fall pattern, and they're kind of in that limbo period, I think, right now.
All right. If you had one more day to go out and put in a solid day of practice, where you didn't have to worry about catching fish or something like that, what would you do with that?
I would probably just spend it out graphing out on the offshore stuff, and just try to find that one place that maybe has a pretty good pile of them, or maybe 2, that you could really separate yourself here in this tournament with that kind of stuff.
Yeah, that certainly could be the deal, because it seems like a lot of guys are catching 1 or 2 fish here and there. It's not too many guys anyhow, sitting on a spot and, making the same cast. If you could find that, you could be in good shape.
Right, and I mean, this is the thing, you can get some bites out there. I mean, it's not like you're just not catching any, it's just the size has been pretty lacking for me. It's a lot of little guys out there. But, the thing is, I think when you find a good pile of them, of the good ones, you can really find them. I think they got to be, really staged up together somewhere. They're bunched up, and whenever you run across a little area that's going to have those a little bit better quality fish, that's what it's going to take to win.
All right. Well, Brad, thanks for stopping by, and good luck in your quest to hoist cup number 2 here in a couple days.
Yeah, that'd be nice. I've got a little extra room on the mantle to put another one beside it, so I wouldn't mind having bookends.
There you go. Good luck.
Thanks.
All right, we're closing things out with Bill Chapman, who qualified out of the Costa FLW Series Championship last year. Bill, you've been around a long time. You fished a little bit of everywhere. What's your previous experience on Wheeler?
I fished a tour event down here a few years ago, made the top 10 in that one.
There you go.
Then I fished Everstart Championship here. I think I was finished 3rd in it. That's been about 5 or 6 years ago.
All right, now this does, to me, it seems like the kind of lake that would set up well for you, because you're used to sort of tough bodies of water. I feel like good at grinding around shallow places where there's current. Do you feel that's the case too?
Well, in pre-practice down here, I would have swore there wasn't very many fish in this lake.
Really?
But I came back this time and kind of put some stuff together, and I've had 2 of the 3 days I really did well in practice.
No kidding. Is it numbers and size, or are you just catching a few but you feel like they're maybe the right size?
It's size.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, that's good. Some guys have said it's hard to get a limit. Do you think that's going to be the case, or do you think that's guys who they've had tough practices, but when game time rolls around, guys are going to catch fish?
It's not easy at all. But yesterday I had a limit that weighed about 16 pounds yesterday.
There you go.
And today I actually caught 11 the day that I couldn't shake off.
Okay. And you were doing some work to shake off, I imagine.
Yeah. I was trying to get rid of them.
All right. As far as sort of whereabouts in the lake, we're up here at Ditto, obviously. Have you been fishing dam to dam? Have you concentrated on any sort of rough section of it?
I've fished from dam to dam, but I like the river section up here, but the better fish are the other direction.
You gotta run a ways to go get them. All right. I guess based on what you've seen, I'm sure you've talked to some guys. What do you think we're looking at for a winning weight for this thing?
14, 15 pound a day.
All righty. Well,
I think that'll win it.
I like it. It sounds like you're on track to be in the hunt then. And
if I could weigh what I caught yesterday and today, I'd sit on the bank and let him chase me.
All right. Well, I tell you what, it sounds good, and man, best of luck once this thing starts up.
Thank you.